watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio, and now streaming at KPVM.TV. I'm David Preston.
And I'm Roy Rosell on this Friday, February 16th.
A school bus in Las Vegas is involved in a crash that occurred in the early morning hours today. RJ Camacho filed this report.
A school bus in Vegas was involved in a crash on February 16th at 6:45 a.m. According to reports, one person was taken to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries. For the school bus, only 2 children were on board during the time of the crash. Only one of the children reported a minor injury. According to Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department officers, the other vehicle involved in the crash is suspected to have been impaired when the crash occurred.
Photos have now been released by police after a hit and run that took place in Las Vegas on Wednesday. News 25 reporter David Preston reports.
Metro Police released photos of a vehicle suspected in a hit-and-run crash in the central Las Vegas Valley that left a pedestrian hospitalized. The crash was reported Wednesday around 9:30 p.m. near West Charleston and South Decatur Boulevards. According to Las Vegas Metropolitan Police, a 48-year-old man was crossing Charleston outside of a marked crosswalk when he was struck by a driver in an SUV. That driver fled the scene. The man was transported to University Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. Police released images of a vehicle they are attempting to locate. The suspect was driving an unknown year, make, model, smaller silver SUV. The SUV should have moderate to major front-end damage and a broken windshield. Police are urging anyone with information to call Metro's Collision Investigation Section at area code 702-828-3595, or to remain anonymous, call Crime Stoppers at 702-385-5555. The intersection of Charleston and Decatur Boulevards was closed in all directions until the early morning hours of Thursday while police investigated. A Las Vegas man is arrested for a hit and run that took place on February 9th. Anthony Roberts has more on this story.
A man has been arrested in connection to a deadly hit-and-run crash involving a bicyclist. The accident occurred around 2:30 a.m. on Friday, February 9th, on Lake Mead Boulevard, just east of D Street. According to the report, detectives were able to track down Kevin Searley due to a serial number they located on a bumper that was left behind at the crash site. A second vehicle also had hit the bicyclist, but the driver believed he had run over debris in the roadway. According to Searley's arrest report, the second driver had stopped to check for damage on his vehicle when he saw a dark-colored car missing a bumper make a sharp U-turn and leave the scene. The serial number from the bumper found at the scene led police to a 2018 dark-colored Kia Optima located in the area of Hollywood Boulevard and Cary Avenue. Officers in the area then observed a garage closing with the described car inside. Searley allowed the police to take a look at his vehicle, where they discovered extensive damage to the front of the car. At that time, Searley was placed under arrest. Police were able to secure a search warrant for a blood draw after detecting a hint of odor of alcohol on him. The report stated that Searley's wife told police when her husband returned home that morning, he had woken her up to let her know he had hit something on the ground. Kevin Searley is facing charges of not stopping at the scene of a crash, as well as destroying or concealing evidence. Searley is currently out on bail and being monitored for drugs, alcohol, and he is also ordered to not drive his vehicle. The second driver was not charged by the Clark County District Attorney's Office due to the report stating that police believed he did not know what he had run over. News 25 will have more on the story as it develops.
The Republican House impeached Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas on a second vote earlier this week.
House Republicans voted to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas in a second vote on February 13th on a 214 to 213 vote, with 3 House Republicans voting no. Republican Representatives Kim Buck, Mike Gallagher, and Tom McClintock are the 3 who voted to not impeach Mayorkas. The impeachment of Alejandro Mayorkas was initiated on January 28th of this year. On January 3rd, the United States House of Representatives announced an impeachment inquiry into Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. The inquiry was conducted by the House's Homeland Security Committee. On January 28th of this year, House Republicans introduced 2 articles of impeachment against Mayorkas, alleging willful and systematic refusal to comply with the law and breach of the public trust. Article 1 of the impeachment argues Mayorkas willfully and systematically refused to comply with federal immigration laws. The article focuses on the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952. The act requires that migrants be detained while waiting for an asylum decision. Article 2 of the impeachment argues Mayorkas breached the public trust by lying to Congress and hindering the House Republican-led investigation into the Department of Homeland Security. On January 31st, Republicans on the House Homeland Security Committee approved the articles along party lines for referral to the full House. A full House vote on February 6 to proceed with impeachment proceedings failed to pass on a 214 to 216 vote, with 4 House Republicans joining the minority Democrat Party in voting against the impeachment resolution. Mayorkas was impeached in a second vote on February 13th on a 214 to 213 vote, with 3 House Republicans voting no.
On this vote, the yeas are 214 and the nays are 213. The resolution is adopted.
Mayorkas is the first cabinet member to be impeached since 1876. Mayorkas is expected to be acquitted by the Senate, which is controlled by a Democratic minority. We have more Southern Nevada news after the break. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by Tower Pizza, voted best pizza in Pahrump 2023. Give them a call at 775-537-2211, 775-537-2211, or visit the website www.towerpizzanv.com.
Welcome back to News 25. Nevada Senators Jackie Rosen and Catherine Cortez Masto recently joined their colleagues in sending a letter urging the Treasury Secretary to include critical mining and processing activities into the 45X tax credit. RJ Camacho has this story.
On February 15th, Nevada Senators Jackie Rosen and Catherine Cortez Masto joined alongside their colleagues in sending a letter to the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. This letter was sent to urge the administration to allow critical mineral mining as well as processing activities to qualify for the 45X tax credit that was passed in the Inflation Reduction Act. In the letter, the senators stated that this was to ensure that raw materials and extraction costs are eligible for the 45X Advanced Manufacturing Production Tax Credit. This initial proposal excludes these costs and sharply reduces the value of the tax credit. The update, however, would allow the tax credit to support the entirety of the clean energy supply chain, which includes critical mineral mining and electric vehicle battery production, which is currently happening in Nevada. The letter read that the clear purpose of Section 45X was to encourage investment in the United States and to build a reliable and resilient domestic supply chain for critical minerals right here at home.
A police chase in Beatty results in a man being arrested and charged with 9 different offenses.
On February 11th, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle that was allegedly traveling at a high rate of speed in Beatty. Officers flagged down the vehicle and identified the driver as Oscar Palaio, due to prior law enforcement contacts with Palaio. According to the declaration of arrest, as the officer was telling Palaio that he needs to slow down, dispatch had stated that the registration of the vehicle was suspended. As the officer attempted to reposition their vehicle behind Palaio's, he allegedly sped off at a high rate of speed, causing a chase to ensue. According to the arrest report, Palaio ignored 5 stop signs and turned 4 times without signaling. Additionally, Palaio had allegedly traveled at a high rate of speed through a school zone as well. The chase ended, however, when Palaio suddenly decided to stop the vehicle, and officers took him into custody. While searching Palaio's person, officers allegedly discovered a glass pipe that held a crystalline substance within it. According to officers, Palaio had admitted to being in possession of a fictitious green card in order to work, in addition to his driver's license being expired. Officers allegedly located an open alcohol container behind the front passenger seat as well. Oscar Palaio was arrested under the charges of driver disobeying a peace officer by endangering other persons or property, traveling 31 miles over the posted speed limit, failing to yield at a stop or yield sign at a controlled intersection, open alcohol container in the vehicle, use or possession of drug paraphernalia, selling, transferring, or documenting a false ID, reckless driving disregarding a person or property's safety, displaying a fictitious vehicle registration plate or title, and driving without a driver's license.
Kids That Shred will be hosting a fundraising event next month that will feature another skateboarding competition. News 25 spoke to the family behind the nonprofit organization to discuss the details.
Parenting is a challenge, especially when dealing with behavioral issues or special needs. We've been there. Download the Been There Life Coaching app and talk to someone who's been in your shoes. A sponsor of Positive Pahrump.
Kids That Shred is having a fundraising event called KDS Shred Fest. And what we're trying to do is raise funds because we are a new nonprofit. We're trying to be able to raise funds to get our facility started. Our event is going to be on March 30th at Ian Dutch Park. At the skate park.
For this KDS Shred Fest, the organization is searching for those wishing to sponsor or donate to the festival, to donate safety gear, raffle items, prizes, skateboards, BMX, scooter, or roller skating gear, gift card and gift certificates, and monetary support. We spoke to marketing director Kaylin Kalawaya, who's only 16 but still wants to make a difference.
Our mission is to raise funds for our facility and be able to get that up and running, and to also find more positivity for the kids there, so they'll be able to have fun and to be worry-free when they're there and don't have to worry about things happening to them. Just more positive, and they'll be able to showcase their talent.
But what made this family decide to commit to this venture of changing the community?
We started off by going to the skate park, and we really saw how people there would treat each other and how just the whole demeanor at the skate park would be. And we would see that, and we would want to be different, and we would just try to bring them more. The
KDS Shred Fest isn't just a fundraising event, but will also have a skating competition just like they held last year in October. King Kalawaya, who's only 10 years old, spoke about what to expect at a skating competition for those new to this type of event.
So what you would expect in a contest is music, funness. People will hype you up. You will have a lot of fun. Some people will teach you if you really need help. And yeah. So you could enter like a basic category where the people are like they just started skating, or you could do medium where they're pretty good at skating, or you could do the hard one where it's like professional skaters. It would be biking, scootering, rollerblading, it would be all of it.
King, as 10 years old, he's been in the industry for 5 years, and he lost a lot of good friends because of drugs and video games. Because that's a hand in hand. And he sees it, he's wondering why everyone left, And it took him to be 10 years old now to understand that. And that's why we didn't have this vision until they saw what they could have been and what their friends could be, but they gave up. And that's why these kids are trying to make a difference to bring that environment back and that positivity to show that at that dark tunnel, there's got to be light. You know, and that the kids figured that out, that there is light at the dark tunnel because it pays off if you don't give up.
Lastly, we spoke to Lisa Kalawaya to tell us about the entry fee for the event and where you can go to pre-register.
It's actually going to be a $25 surcharge. We're hoping that everyone can go online and pre-register so we can get a better head count for all of the participants. They can go on our kids.shred.com website and they have a registration form there.
If you would like to get in contact with Kids That Shred and help donate or sponsor, you can call 775-910-5295 for more information.
We have your sports after the break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
And welcome back to News 25. Well, now here is Mikey with your look at sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at www.kpvm.tv. The Golden Knights welcome the Carolina Hurricanes tomorrow evening. Good luck to them. Go Knights, go. The newest professional sports franchise around these parts, the Vegas Thrill Volleyball, played their home opener in front of a sellout crowd at the Dollar Loan Center last night. The Omaha Supernovas handed them their first home loss, 3-1. On Monday, the Las Vegas Aviators announced Fran Riordan will return for his sixth season as their manager. The Oakland Athletics are making history. According to reports, the A's have hired Jenny Kavnar as their primary play-by-play announcer ahead of the 2024 season. She is set to be the first female primary play-by-play voice in MLB history. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver appeared on the Pat McPhee Show on Wednesday, where he revealed Vegas is definitely on our list of expansion teams. Pahrump Valley Trojan wrestlers are in action all weekend long in the state tournament in Bullhead City, Arizona. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Once again, here's Mikey to tell us what's cooking on Classic Country Breakfast this Sunday morning.
Howdy. On the menu this week on Classic Country Breakfast, born on February 12th, friend of the show, Mo Bandy, will celebrate him. Born on February 13th, 1919, one of my favorites, Tennessee Ernie Ford. And born on February 18th, Juice Newton. In the Not an Oldie But a Goodie segment, my special guest, the birthday gal, Mackenzie Phipps, calls the show to talk about her new single called 18 Wheels.
So my backup singer and guitarist, Shane Begley, he decided to write a song for me to sing, and that's how 18 Wheels came about. And I think he did a fantastic job not only at writing a song with a tear-jerking storyline, but also just the overall meaning behind it being how important truckers are in today's world.
Classic Country Breakfast this Sunday morning at 8 on Ace Country Radio and streaming at www.kpvm.tv, channel 25.8.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Taking a look outside through our Lerner Row weather cam, there's several balloons in the sky and it is a little chilly outside. Mikey's going to have your weather forecast coming up after the break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. I'm Mike Ruhan from the Channel 25 Weather Studios and streaming at www.kpvm.tv. Fernley saw 52 degrees today, Fallon 53, Carson City 52, Tonopah and Goldfield weather twins for the second day in a row at 49. Beatty saw 62, Amargosa 66, Las Vegas 65. Death Valley looks like summertime at 75 degrees, but here in the paradise of Pahrump, our current temperature is 61 degrees. Our high was 65 just a little bit earlier. Winds out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. The sun rose at 6:30, setting this evening at 5:26. We're going down to a low tonight of 42 degrees with humidity at 65%. Smells like clouds, and it is clouds. 67 tomorrow, kind of a nice day. Sunday, that's going to be beautiful. 65, no clouds at all. Then Monday, 18% chance of rain, 44% chance of rain on Tuesday, and 47% chance of rain on Wednesday. But then we recover, we rebound on Thursday. Nice day at 62 degrees, 64 on Friday. Let's go through this weekend and get to next week. Back to the desk. Here's David and Rory.
Thank you, Mikey. Well, that wraps up this edition of News 25. I'm David Preston.
And I'm Rory Rossell. We will see you on the next newscast.
Have a great weekend.
Good night.